Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to the Humble Servant Homestead, guys. Today I am out here on the homestead. Just want to go ahead and give you all a quick update on what's going on here on the homestead today, guys. So we are in grow zone 8A, and we have not had any rain in about a month. So we were pretty much still in a drought. We did got some rain after that first drought, and so we got some more rain in yesterday. And so a lot of stuff, kind of, going through their little phases with just from lack of water and stuff like that. Some things that is really important, we went ahead and give them some water, just make sure that they are doing well. Now, right over here is where we have some pumpkin planted, and as y'all can see, they're pretty much going on their last leg. Vines are drying up. Some of them we have harvested. Some of them is not ready as yet, and so we just go ahead and leave them on the vine so they can go ahead and ripen up. Okay, and so right here is where we have our Jamaican sorrel, or also known as roselle. And so right now it is in that process, guys, of putting on the sorrel right now. And so we're just going to go ahead and let it go ahead and do what it do. Now, up there in the garden, we planted quite a bit, and I'm telling you, they were looking so beautiful, and they pretty much all died. So this is the only one that we have left remaining, and so it is going to put on some sorrel for us right now. Still have some of them in the process of flowering, so that's not it just as yet. Look at that butterfly in there pollinating, guys. Now that is what we love to see here on the homestead, pollinators. Anywhere from butterflies to bees, and just different stuff. Okay, and so pretty much what I want to go ahead and do right now as well is take you guys on over here where we have our fruit trees planted. Now, I don't believe I've done much of an update on the fruit trees that were planted. I want to say right at about a year and a half ago, if not a little bit longer, in that area over there where we have our fruit tree planted. Also where we plant our watermelons and pumpkins. I'm not going to talk much about the pumpkins right now, but I will later on down. I'll bring y'all in to give y'all a update on the pumpkins. So we're just going to stop through and do an update on the fruit trees here on the homestead, guys. Right there, as y'all can see, is a pomegranate that we had planted probably a couple of months back, and I'm telling you, they grow pretty fast. So that's a pomegranate. We had planted another one right here, but this one looked like it is going through a bit of stress. So we're going to probably I'm gonna check it to see if it's still alive. If it is, I will leave it alone. If not, I'll go ahead and plant another one that I have still in pots up there in the garden. And also right here, guys, is where we planted some figs, and as y'all can see, they are doing really well. Now, these are figs that I planted here from cuttings. Okay, got some cuttings way back in Stone Mountain from a dealership, and we rooted those cuttings, and so that is what we have here right now. Pretty much most of them is what we have planted here on the homestead. Now, recently, since we went back to that dealership to check it out, you wouldn't believe it, but they cut the tree down, and so I am happy that we have this tree here planted on the homestead. Okay, I'm getting a little bit closer. Look like I see where we started the cutting from. I think it's that right there. And so we have that's the main root coming from off that cutting. But so far this tree is looking real good. Stay tuned. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do as well, a lot of these limbs that is hanging down low, I'm going to go ahead and cut them and maybe go ahead and try to get some on out there to you guys so you can have some of this fig here that we have on the homestead. This one right here, I think it's a black Negro fig or something like that, or black mission fig. I think it's one of them, but that's what this is right here. So far this tree have taken off, looking real good. Now all the fig trees that we have here on the homestead, well, two of them we did not start, two of them we bought from the store, but most of what we have planted here we started from cuttings. All right, and so far they are looking real good. I'm so happy that we got some rain today, guys, because stuff was just starting to kind of dry back somewhat kind of way. Right here is a pear tree that we have planted, and look at that, confused. I guess because the weather, you know, in fall it kind of feel like it's spring, and so we have that pear tree putting on blossom. So next year we may be getting some fruit off those trees. And right here we also have an apple tree that we planted here. This was planted this year, that pear tree as well, so they are still a bit small. All the way over there, don't know if you can see, but over there where that white piece of plastic is, that's another pear tree. And right there is where we have the ginkgo trees planted, right there. And right there is where we have the ginkgo trees planted. And right in that spot right there is where we have mulberry planted, that we got from my brother Dan, permaculture food forest, and that's his tree right there. It's actually coming up real nice. Now I did have the sheep was grazing over here the other day, and I had you know, they kind of got a hold of some of the leaves, but it will bounce back just right. Okay, and so right over here, guys, in this area here, now everything else on this homestead probably you say dry back or wasn't doing so good, but we have our what's that there, brain going to sleep, but this right here is our elderberry. So right here is where we have our elderberry planted, and all the way down there is where we have the elderberry planted. Now that's in that ravine there, where it still get water even in that time of drought, guys. And so right over here is where we have our fruit orchard. Now I did take you guys along with us, like I said, when, excuse for the wind, when we had came in and planted all these trees. And I just want to come on in and give you all the update so y'all can see the growth on these trees here. Now some of them in the fall, not in the fall but in the winter, I am going to have to come on in and prune them up a little bit more, because we did had plenty of new growth over the springtime, summertime, and also we in fall. Now they're not doing much growing right now, they're more so shedding their leaves. Some of them I'm going to prune them up. Some of the limbs I may even graft some of the limbs on the trees. And so I think this right here is a nectarine. We did had one nectarine off of it this year, and I'm telling you, it was so delicious. And so I'm looking forward for some nectarine from these plants here. Okay, this right here I believe is another nectarine. Could be wrong, still have the tag here, let me see. Yep, so that right there is another nectarine, red gold nectarine. And right over there, I know that is a peach tree, and so that peach tree there is doing real good. It grows so big over the span of a year and a half, guys. And this right here is a plum tree that we have planted, and also another plum tree, and they're growing. You know, of course I had these limbs, I was training them. So what I went ahead and did was pull the rope off of them and kind of let them go ahead and do their thing. So in the winter, I'm going to come on in and clean these trees up, have them real nice, just the way how we want them, guys. And so right here is another peach tree that a sister gave us from our church. And when she gave us that fruit tree there, that peach tree was like knee high. And so if you can see right now the growth on that peach tree, and it is growing beautifully, beautifully. I'm looking forward to get plenty of peach off of there. It did blossom a whole lot in the springtime, but my goat came through and did a bit of damage. He came and was rubbing the mess out that peach tree with his horn. But next year, you know, most I spare our lives, we'll get some fruit off that tree. Right here is I want to say apricot. These two trees here is an apricot, if I'm not mistaken. As y'all can see, it is growing tall. Now, I don't want them to grow that tall. I don't want them to. So I'm going to come on in and prune them up, like I said. And that right there is also another apricot, guys. And so this tree here is a persimmon tree, okay? Looking good so far. And like you see here, I have a graph going on there. Don't know if it took as yet, so I'm going to go ahead and probably come in and check it out to see what it's doing. All right. And so right over here, we also have another persimmon tree right over there. And so a quick pit stop. Look at all these tomatoes right here. Planted tomatoes over here last year, and these are seeds from the tomato that we planted last year. Let me see what they're looking like. And we're going, oh, look at that. That is so beautiful. We're going to do a quick taste test and see what it tastes like. Oh, that is very sweet. I'm going to get my mom on up here. Come and check them out. And we're going to go ahead and pick them and send them down, and we're going to put them in the freezer so we can have tomatoes over there the winter time, guys. And so that is also another apple tree that we have planted here on the homestead, and another apple tree. And so far they're coming up real nice. I'm going to come in and mulch them, and also put some chicken manure on them, but not just as yet though. Probably do that in the winter time. And over here I have some more fig tree. I have quite a bit of fig tree planted over here. I'm going to have to come on through and clean out this area here, come in with the weed whacker. I don't want to do that just yet. Simple reason why, because I have quite a bit of pumpkins planted over here. Like I said, stay tuned. We'll come on in and we'll talk a little bit more about them pumpkins. I'm telling you, from that time when I came in and harvest the pumpkins, we have a whole lot more. Okay, guys, and so pretty much that is it right there for a quick update down here in the orchard. I just want to show y'all what is going on. And I know previously I had talked about, you know, if you have your orchard or wherever you plant your fruit trees, still go ahead and utilize that space. Go ahead, put like you see, we plant pumpkins in here, we plant watermelon, and you know, use it as it's a dual purpose. We use it to grow those fruit trees and pumpkins. And so next year, I know right here is where I planted my watermelon this year. But next year, be the most I will, if he spares our life. I don't want to think that far ahead, but if he spare our lives, I think I'm going to do just pumpkins in this area here, guys. I still want to plant some more pumpkins in different areas here on the homestead. Simple reason why, because we don't want too much cross pollination. Okay, so we're going to plant pumpkins in different areas. But stay tuned. We will be having some pumpkin seeds on our seed store pretty soon. And so what we're going to do with those seeds, we're going to do a mixed variety. We're going to call those the Humble Servant Homestead pumpkins. And so stay tuned for that, okay? We have been getting some real nice, dry, sweet pumpkins here on the homestead, guys. And so we want to go ahead and share those with you all right? And of course, we'll come back in, talk a little bit about the sugar cane. They're coming up real nice. I have been tearing them up. I've been coming through and eating quite a bit of them. You know, sugar cane, I love sugar cane. But guys, that is it right there so far for the fruit orchard. So far, quick update, it is looking real good. It's coming along nicely, and be the most I will. Next year we will get some fruits off of those trees. All right, so I just want to say peace and blessings to each and every one of you all out there. Have a blessed day. Stay blessed up, stay prayed up, stay motivated, and guys, see you all in the next one.